Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to UPI, a large-scale Russian ballistic missile attack on Kyiv has resulted in at least 9 deaths and numerous injuries, with dozens of residential buildings and infrastructure facilities damaged. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the strike, noting that Russia deployed a significant number of missiles and drones against multiple regions, including Kyiv, Dnipro, and Kharkiv. In a separate development, Ukraine reported that its defense forces successfully sank a Russian-flagged container ship, the Yanina, in the Black Sea. The vessel, owned by the Russian Atomic Energy Corporation, was reportedly transporting civilian goods at the time of the attack. Russia condemned the sinking as an act of piracy, though it stated that all crew members were safely rescued. These events mark a further escalation in the ongoing conflict, as tensions remain high following recent exchanges and strategic maneuvering in the region. Ukrainian leadership continues to emphasize the urgent need for enhanced defensive capabilities to protect civilian populations from such large-scale ballistic strikes. According to a report by Liberty Times, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a stark warning to Republican senators who are blocking the confirmation of his Attorney General nominee, Todd Blanche. Senators John Cornyn and Thom Tillis have opposed Blanche's appointment, demanding a written guarantee that the Justice Department will not establish an anti-weaponization fund. This fund, initially proposed to settle a lawsuit Trump filed against the IRS over leaked tax records, is criticized by opponents as a taxpayer-funded slush fund to reward Trump's allies. In response to the legislative blockade, Trump declared that if the Senate fails to confirm Blanche, he will simply keep him on as acting Attorney General. Furthermore, Trump threatened to reverse his previous stance and aggressively lobby Congress to pass the Anti-Weaponization bill, which is strongly opposed by a majority of Senate Republicans. Since Blanche can remain acting Attorney General while the nomination is pending, Trump indicated he is willing to wait until Senators Cornyn and Tillis retire next January to resubmit the nomination to the Senate. According to a report by Lionhay Zaobao, the French government has announced that the massive wildfire raging near the southwestern city of Bordeaux for over a week has finally been brought under control. This blaze, which broke out on July 2020 in the Gironde region after a brush-clearing machine accidentally generated a spark, represents France's largest wildfire since 1949. French Interior Minister Laurent Nunez stated that the fire spread has been halted, though it remains active in certain areas. The disaster has consumed approximately 42,000 hectares of pine forest, an area larger than the city of Detroit, and destroyed about 240 homes. Fortunately, local officials confirmed that no casualties have been reported. The firefighting effort mobilized roughly 3,300 personnel from across the nation, supported by military police, volunteers, and forestry workers, marking the largest civil defense operation in modern French history. Scientists point out that these extreme weather events, which follow weeks of severe heat waves and drought, are closely linked to human-induced climate change. So far this year, wildfires have scorched a cumulative total of 119,000 hectares across France. According to a report by the Epoch Times, the European Commission announced on July 30 that it has accused the Chinese online retailer Temu of failing to provide sufficient information. During a surprise inspection, at its European headquarters in Dublin last December. The raid was conducted under the EU's Foreign Subsidies Regulation, FSR, which aims to investigate whether Temu received unfair foreign subsidies that distort market competition in Europe. The Commission stated that Temu failed to provide key requested information, including details about its organization and management structure, IT systems, and relevant business records. If found guilty of violating its duty to cooperate, Temu could face fines of up to 1% of its global annual revenue. Temu has denied the allegations, asserting that it has fully cooperated with the EU's requests. The company stated that its European operations are funded primarily by its own cash flow and do not rely on foreign subsidies. This probe is part of a broader push by the EU to regulate low-cost Chinese e-commerce platforms, following a previous €200 million fine imposed on Temu in May for failing to mitigate the risks of selling illegal goods. According to a report by the Liberty Times, a devastating truck bomb attack rocked the northern Colombian city of Cúcuta, injuring at least 11 people, including 8 police officers and 3 civilians. The violent incident occurred just 6 days before the inauguration of President-elect Abelardo de la Espriella on August 7. Images from the scene showed the vehicle engulfed in fierce flames, with significant damage to the facades of nearby buildings. Espriella is set to succeed outgoing President Gustavo Petro. Supported by the U.S. administration under Donald Trump, the incoming president has taken a hardline stance, vowing to intensify crackdowns on Colombia's domestic guerrilla groups and drug cartels. The bloody pre-inauguration attack highlights the severe security challenges facing the incoming administration as it prepares to take office. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.